would love more accuracy of information, as they say they're the most transparent administration, which is the biggest lie told on American soil, I believe.
Stop the cap.
It is the least transparent.
The biggest lie you told on American soil is that you was a millionaire, but really you only got 100K.
It is the most corrupt. It is the one administration I have seen lie to us, even though we have an accurate documentation.
You talking about documentation? What about the documentation showing that all those daycare, childcare services in Minnesota is legit?
Fortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book.
Stop the cap.
This is devastating news.
Stop it. Get some help.
Of their lives, even if we are witnesses to the lies.
I salute you. You're stupid for asking me anything. I am? Yes. Well, explain it to the American people.
Yo, is she evil? Looking like a whole beaver out here.
What's the explanation? I have given them the explanation. Do you want to tell our viewers? Because I don't want to tell you jack shit. Oh. How about that? Okay. Have a good day. Thank you.
Very unfortunate that decades upon decades of scamming has been taking place by these Somalis, even past the Somalis. And we know what time it is. They can't even get the name of the spelling on the building right, talking about child daycare services without proper grammar. How does that work?
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point
these
where
people.
It's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people. Because
a whole millionaire, but now you only got 100K, 90K? Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
It's only a matter of time. And people really want to say Trump this, Trump that. Now, Trump has a lot of flaws, but one thing for sure, he is exposing the fraud that has been going on in this country for how many decades? How many decades? These Somalis, they can't even spell the name of the building right, talking about Quality Learning Center without the N in learning. Exposed by Nick Shirley. A YouTuber exposing the fraud, but politicians, law officials, people that actually have better resources than Nick Shirley can expose the fraud that's going on in this country for how many years? Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Ilhan Omar seems exceptionally angry all the time.
Problems right here to the USA, and it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Question for you. Have you ever accidentally thought that you were a multimillionaire?
Who does she think she's fooling? You out here saying that you're a whole millionaire?
Well, Ilhan Omar says she is not a multimillionaire. And look at this headline from the Wall Street Journal. She thought she was, though. Omar was standing down. Look at this headline. Ilhan Omar says she isn't a multimillionaire, blames accounting error. Okay, so an accounting error led her to believe she was very wealthy. Well, Omar was staring down a potential investigation after disclosing that she and her husband's assets were valued between $6 million and $30 million on a financial disclosure form. Now listen to this. That was an astronomical increase in wealth from her last disclosure, but she has since amended her filing, now saying that her assets are valued between $18,004 to $95,000.
How do you go from 6 million to 100K? That's a huge difference. It's just a matter of time. She's cooked. Let me know in the comment section. Does she have a case? Talking about accounting error. Stop the cap.
So 6 to 30 million to under 100,000. How in the world does that happen?
Basura.
Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, quote, aides said that Omar looked at the form before it was filed in 2025, but that the error did not jump off the page for her because she isn't involved with her husband's businesses. Okay. Wow.
None of the owners are here.
Tomorrow you will find.
Tomorrow? Ooh. You've only worked here for a couple of days?
Just recent, yes.
Oh, you just got the job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Help her. Check with this.
Ah. Come back. Can I ask you just one question real quick, though? Because has there ever been a substance abuse clinic that operates out of here?
Clinic?
Yeah, like
No.
no clinic.
No.
These Somalis to receive funds are saying on paper they're one thing, but in reality they're not nowhere close to what's on paper. But yet no type of regulation, no type of checkup, no type of rules, guidelines to see if these companies that these Somalis are saying are legit. Their government is sending the bread just because they're saying there's some type of nonsense on paper. Crazy work.
Oh,
This place?
yeah.
Ever.
Never.
No.
Because have you ever heard of Ilhan Omar?
Ilhan, she's our citizen. How we don't know?
Yeah. Of course. So she was trying to. Yeah. So Ilhan Omar was. What's that?
No, don't video it.
Oh, okay. I won't video you. But I just wanted you to know that Ilhan Omar was trying to send $1 million to this address. Yeah.
I don't have.
Don't record me, please. Don't. Who gave you the permission to record me? Oh my goodness, $1 million? It's coming here? I didn't know. I can't give this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for her.
Okay.
I'm not, you know.
Okay. But do the owners work with Ilhan Omar?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Of small business owners, not those who make 200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount. And we have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Can you show that your people's not a scammer? Because all the allegations can be put to rest if you show the paperwork, the proper documentation. That's all we asking. But ironically, it got stolen, just disappeared. Houdini. Since when have y'all become Somalis? First of all, y'all should be extremely grateful that you flipped Minnesota to a trap house. You scammed for how many decades? The gig is up. And now you crying wolf? See, that's the thing. If you're going to play, then you're going to have to pay the cost. You can't play and get caught up and then act like a victim. That's some crazy work.
Please investigate all you want, right? Like, to me, I'm not like I'm above the law and how dare you, like I understand politics. I understand what these people have to do in order to feed their base.
They blame the discrepancy as much as $29 million on an accountant who did not subtract the liabilities of Minet's businesses.
How are you making $6 to $30 million all the way down to 18 bands and 95 bands? That is a huge difference. And you want to blame it on the accountant? And that's why these Somalis are getting the heat, are getting scrutiny right now, because they've been doing this for decades. Just now they're getting exposed. But the charade is up. 60 to 30 mil. What you talking about? You only got 18K to 95K? Like, what kind of gap? Even if you're not good at math, Stevie Wonder can see. I mean, this is crazy work.
And this is the same congresswoman who championed the Meals Act. That was the COVID relief program intended to provide food for poor kids suffering during the pandemic. Republicans say that created the pathway for the Feeding Our Future scandal, a $250 million boondoggle of meals billed but never provided.
This Omar woman talking about feeding the children got 250 mil and nothing to show for it.
A restaurant at the center of the scandal was a safari restaurant. Omar held campaign events there. One of the owners, Salem Ahmed Saeed, was convicted for his role in the scandal. The Republican chair of the House Fraud Committee made repeated requests for Omar to show up. No response from Omar.
Disrespecting Minnesotans. She thinks she can get away with things like this because she's, a powerful politician, but Minnesotans are fed up. Minnesotans in her district are fed up. They really care about how their money is spent.
Representative Kristen Robbins there has now sent a letter to Congresswoman Omar asking her to disclose, among other things.
How's she laughing off the taxpayers' money? Because that's what she's finessing. Yo, millions of dollars going unaccounted for, and you want to blame it on an accounting error? Come on now, that's not an error. You knew what was going on. Now that shit hit the fan and you're being exposed, you want to blame it on an accountant.
Communications with defendants in the Feeding Our Future scandal and donations from them. But Robbins, who I should note is campaigning for the Republican nomination for governor, says the committee has no subpoena power. Our requests for comments from Omar's office are unanswered.
Fraud ring and why she's dodging questions about her finances. Next.
Congresswoman, can you tell us about your net worth dropping down to about 100,000?
Funny, the whole thing.
Could you just elaborate on what mistake was made, Congresswoman?
Yeah,
what mistake was made on your financial disclosure forms to bring it down to 100,000 from up to 30 million?
You said that you might denaturalize some American citizens. Can you talk about?
You mean people that are in here that shouldn't be here?
That became Americans? Are you trying
Well, we'll
to
see.
revoke
I mean,
their
yeah, we have criminals that came into our country and they were naturalized maybe through a Biden or somebody that didn't know what they were doing. If I have the power to do it, I'm not sure that I do, but if I do, I would denaturalize absolutely.
You told the world you had $30 million, and now the world finds out you only got 90,000. Then they ask you what happened, and now you want to talk to your friend as if you have something else more important to discuss. Now all of a sudden, you are Eddie Murphy, you are Tiffany Haddish with the jokes. You're now Samoa with all of the jokes. You are Deion Coley. All of a sudden, she turned into Dave Chappelle with the joke.
Okay, that was far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claiming the Justice Department and Congress probing her sudden skyrocketing wealth to $30 million in just 1 year, that they have a problem with her living the American dream. You heard her say the goddamn United States of America. We've got new questions on where she and her husband got all that money. Joining us now, Forbes Media Chair, Editor-in-Chief Steve Forbes. Steve, new information coming in, and Forbes magazine, your magazine has reported this too, that the state of Delaware and Washington, D.C. canceled the registrations for Omar's husband's investment firm, Rose Lake, for not paying its back taxes. We saw it owed more than $400,000 to Delaware and nearly $1,800 to D.C. She's claiming it's worth $25 million from less than $1,000 a year before. How can his investment firm not afford to pay taxes? It's supposedly worth an estimated $75 million to $150 million. This is really weird stuff.
Well, weird is not the word for it. There's another word for it called crooked. And that's why we have to have an investigation into this. As you know, the Biden administration started to examine her finances and that of her husband. And so surprise, surprise, that investigation went nowhere. But it's amazing how people can go into Congress and then become these entrepreneurial investing geniuses where they come in. She had under $1,000 of net worth and her husband didn't have much, and suddenly now they're multimillionaires. Is there a money laundering operation here? And in terms of the firms themselves, they have a sketchy background. That winery in California that she and her husband own, where did that come from? Where's the wine there? And nobody can seem to find it. So there's a lot of smelly stuff here, and that's why in the American Dream, her version of the American Dream is the Al Capone version of the American Dream, Tony Soprano version of the American Dream, and that is steal it from the taxpayers. And so there's a lot of stuff here, and so when somebody cloaks themselves in the American Dream, and so you have numbers like this, from minus 1,000 to 30, 40 million, you know something is not right.
Yeah,
and
she's also like, blaming people, bullying, doing race baiting, race bullying. There's no evidence, public evidence, there's even a winery. She valued it at $5 million. His investment firm is real. It's supposedly real. Its D.C. headquarters appear to share office space at a WeWork, Steve. There's no track record of his firm managing money, doing M&A deals. No clients we see, investment deals, or any work it's done. They say they do work in 80 nations operating in. There's no SEC registrations for them as investment advisors. What is going on here? This increasingly looks sketchy, both the winery and his investment firm.
Yeah, the winery may not exist, and the firm may be just really a name only, as you say, a WeWork office. Big deal. So that's why the investigation needs to be done. And suddenly all that $30 million, I think you're going to find, I'll make a speculation and prediction, that $30 million came from sources that are illegal, period.
Thank you so much, Steve Forbes, helping us to break it down. We're going to